Have you ever had one moment that completely changed how you see someone? One small decision that seemed ordinary at the time, but ended up reshaping your entire life? I never thought carrying my boss up 20 flights of stairs would be that moment. I thought I was just helping her get to an important meeting. I didn't know I was stepping into something much bigger. Something that would teach me more about kindness, humility, and connection than any promotion ever could. Before we get into the story, take a second to subscribe to your channel name, like this video, and drop a comment about a time when a simple act of kindness changed your life. Your support helps us share more real, powerful stories like this one. Now let me tell you what happened. I work in downtown Chicago, in one of those tall glass buildings that look impressive from the outside but feel like a maze on the inside. I'm a junior project coordinator at a large marketing firm. Nothing fancy. I'm the guy who sends follow-up emails, schedules meetings, and stays late fixing PowerPoints when everyone else goes home. My boss, Melissa Carter, is the regional director. Early 40s, sharp suits, always moving fast. She's the kind of person who walks through the office and people straighten up in their chairs, not because she's mean, but because she's intense, focused, driven. To be honest, I was intimidated by her. That Tuesday morning, we had the biggest client presentation of the year, a potential contract worth millions. Melissa had worked for months on it. The entire executive team was flying in. The meeting was on the 20th floor, our company's top conference level. At 8:47 a.m., just 13 minutes before the meeting, the building lights flickered. Then everything went dark. A second later, the emergency lights kicked in. The elevators shut down. The receptionist's voice echoed down the hall, "Power outage. Building management is investigating." You could feel the panic spreading. Melissa came out of her office, phone pressed to her ear. "No, we can't reschedule. They're already here," she said, pacing. Then she looked at me. "What floor is the backup generator working on?" "Up to the 5th, I said. Her eyes shifted toward the stairwell door. 20 floors. She was wearing heels, and she had twisted her ankle slightly the week before during a business trip. I remembered because I had picked up her coffee when she couldn't walk quickly. She ended the call and took a step toward the stairs. I could see her trying not to show pain as she tested her ankle. "Melissa," I said, before I could overthink it, "I can help." She looked at me, confused. "Help how?" I swallowed. "I can carry you." The words sounded ridiculous the second they left my mouth. She blinked. "You're joking." "I'm not," I said. "We don't have time. I used to carry my little sister up the stairs all the time. I can manage." For a moment, she just stared at me. Then she glanced at her watch. 8:50. "This is insane," she muttered. "Probably," I said, "but it'll get you there." She hesitated only another second before slipping off her heels. "Okay," she said quietly. "Let's do it." I crouched down, and she climbed onto my back. I could feel how tense she was, trying not to put her full weight on me. "Don't drop me," she said. "I won't," I replied, and we started climbing. The first 5 floors weren't bad. My legs were strong, adrenaline helped. A few coworkers stepped aside in shock as we passed them. "Is that Melissa?" someone whispered. By the 10th floor, my breathing grew heavier. My back burned. Melissa shifted slightly. "You can put me down," she said. "We're halfway," I said. "No point stopping now." Around the 12th floor, something changed. Her voice softened. "Why would you do this?" I focused on the steps. "Because you work too hard to miss that meeting." There was a long pause. Most people at work see leaders as titles, authority figures. But as we climbed, I realized something else. Melissa wasn't just a boss. She was a person under pressure, a person who cared about her team's success. By the 15th floor, my legs felt like jelly. Sweat dripped down my face. She wiped my forehead gently with the sleeve of her blazer. "Thank you," she said quietly. Not in her usual boardroom voice, but in a real human way. We reached the 20th floor at 8:59 a.m. I set her down carefully. My shirt was soaked, My arms trembled. She slipped her heels back on, straightened her jacket, and looked at me. "You okay?" she asked. "Define okay," I said, trying to laugh. She smiled. Not the tight corporate smile, a real one. "Come inside," she said. "I'm not supposed to be in executive meetings," I replied. "You are now." We walked into the conference room together. The clients looked surprised, but Melissa didn't miss a beat. "Apologies for the dramatic entrance," she said. "We believe in going the extra mile." I sat quietly in the back, still catching my breath. She delivered the best presentation I'd ever seen. Calm, confident, brilliant. We got the contract. That afternoon, after the power came back and the chaos settled, Melissa stopped by my desk. "Are you free tonight?" she asked. I almost choked on my coffee. "Tonight?" "Yes," she said. "Want to have dinner with me?" My mind raced. Was this a performance review? Was I in trouble? Was this even allowed? She must have seen the panic on my face. "Relax," she said, laughing. "It's just dinner. I'd like to say thank you. Properly." I nodded. "Yeah, I'd like that." We met at a small Italian restaurant near the river. No fancy executives, no presentations, just two people. She ordered pasta. I ordered the cheapest thing on the menu out of habit. Halfway through the meal, she looked at me and said, "You know, most people wouldn't have offered." I shrugged. It didn't feel like a big decision. "It was," she said. "Not because you carried me, but because you saw me as human." That stuck with me. She told me about her early career, about being underestimated, about working twice as hard to prove herself. She admitted she sometimes built walls at work because she felt she had to. "I forget," she said softly, "that leadership doesn't mean distance." That night, something shifted between us. Not romantic, not inappropriate, but respectful, real. Over the next few months, she started involving me in higher-level projects, not as a favor, but because she said I showed initiative and heart. She mentored me, gave honest feedback, pushed me to speak up in meetings. A year later, I was promoted to project manager. But here's the part that matters most. It wasn't the promotion that changed me. It was understanding that kindness isn't weakness. In corporate America, we're taught to compete, to climb, to protect our own interests. But sometimes the strongest move you can make is simply helping someone, even if it costs you sweat, effort, or a little pride. Carrying Melissa up those stairs didn't just get her to a meeting, it reminded both of us that behind every title is a person. Behind every boss is someone who sometimes needs support. And here's something else I learned. Kindness travels upward too. We often think of kindness flowing from leaders to employees, but that day, it flowed the other way, and it changed the culture of our entire team. People became more open, more collaborative. Meetings felt less tense. We celebrated wins together, all because of one simple decision in a dark stairwell. I still pass that stairwell every morning, and sometimes I smile. Because life doesn't always give you grand, heroic moments. Sometimes it gives you flickering lights, a tight deadline, and a choice. You can walk away, or you can say, "I can help." If this story meant something to you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness matters. Because you never know when your small act might become someone else's turning point. In a world that feels rushed and divided, choose to carry someone when they're struggling. Even if it's just metaphorically, you might just change a life, and maybe, without even realizing it, you'll change your own.